The mice, the rats, the roaches, the spiders.
That's correct.
Yeah, all the things that make you go, ew.
Yeah.
That's what this is going to take care of. From Bell and Howell, Scott and I presented this not too long ago. It was so popular. I'm thrilled that we get to present this again. You're going to get 2 of them for 3 easy payments of $13.33, under $20 a piece. You plug these in. First things first. This is not a dog whistle. Your pets, your babies, nobody's affected by this except for
the ones you want to be affected by it. So you're talking, like you said, rats, spiders, roaches, mice. Then we're not talking Kylie Watts' Halloween decorations. We're talking about the real ones that we don't want in our homes. Well, the best way to exterminate these kinds of animals, or these kinds of pests, is to never let them in your house in the first place. We realize that because
it's repelling them, not trapping them, not creating a gross situation.
Because here are the other options. Nasty, harsh chemicals that are nasty and harsh to you and your family,
Think you
not
want to
just the
spray
pest.
that in your silverware drawer?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's where those mice like to come in the fall.
That's exactly right. Traps like this. Well, yeah, these are great until someone's got to clean that up. That's awful. Yeah. All right, glue traps might be the most inhumane thing out there. They're horrible. And then this poison is poison to everything. So none of these things are a good answer. Plus, you're still the exterminator. You have to clean up the mess. Well, instead of that, Bell and Howell figured out, let's never let them in your house to start with.
So how does this work? Because for a lot of people who are dealing with, let's say you have neighbors who brought their problem to you. You're keeping a tidy house, but your upstairs neighbor's got the roaches going on. Like, for someone, this is like almost seems too good to be true. How's it going to work?
So this was the original one we brought. This was just ultrasonic, okay? You can see the size of it. This is now the new and improved. It is ultrasonic and electromagnetic. And I'll show you, we have a little animation that shows you what that means. Ultrasonic goes out from the outlet itself, from the unit. Electromagnetic goes in through the plug into the wires through your home. So think of it as you're walking past your daughter's door and she's playing music, but you can't hear it, but then you open the door and you can hear it. Think of it that way. The pulses go through the wires inside the walls and out through the unit outside of the walls. That's why you get 2, 1 for each floor. And what it's like is it's like nails on a chalkboard to the mice, to the rats, to the spiders, but not to anybody else.
My dog can't hear it.
And not to your pets. That's the key. Everybody you don't want to hear it doesn't hear it, but the nasty pests that you want to get rid of hear it and they take off.
So you're not spraying anything, you're not trapping anything, and this is the worst thought ever. Because where you see one, you know there are hundreds more. This is going to repel them.
Both inside and out. That's the key. This is the first time, the last time was the first time we presented, and now you're seeing it, this technology first time, because you're getting ultrasonic, which goes out, electromagnetic, which goes in.
Now's the time, Scott, because as it starts to get cold, you know, the only time I've ever had mice in my house, it was in the fall, and it's because it started to get cold and they wanted to come in. And it's a really horrible feeling to find out, like open up a kitchen drawer and see mice droppings, right? No, that's happened to me.
Oh, sure.
And it's really gross and really horrible, and you feel like, how do I stop this? I'm not spraying this in my kitchen.
Right.
I don't want to put a glue trap somewhere.
No.
How about I just stop them from coming in?
That's exactly right. Because by the way, any of those awful answers right there, you're still the exterminator. And by the way, when rats and mice eat poison, they don't just expire right in the middle of your floor and make it easy. They go hide somewhere. They go on the walls. They go behind couches, and you smell it for days.
So
it's awful.
I'm not going to say who. It's someone who works here, just because I'm not sure she wants people to know the story, had, I think it was like a mouse or rat die in her walls, and it was an issue. Like, it smelled.
It stinks for about 2-3 weeks. It's awful. So instead, they never make it in. And here's the really neat thing about it too, is here was the original one that was wildly popular, and it was, remember, it was just ultrasonic. Now this is bigger. It's ultrasonic and electromagnetic, and you get a nightlight, and you get a plug bypass in one of them.
So I can still use my toaster, anything I want. If I've had this in my kitchen, I can still use my outlets.
You don't lose an outlet. So I see how I have my iPad plugged in here, I have my toaster oven plugged in here, and this is a pretty good example because toast crumbs is what attracts some of these things to start with. So put this in your kitchen. You don't hear a thing, your dogs don't, your cats don't hear a thing, but the nastiness, the mice, the rats, the spiders, the roaches hear it, and they want to get out of there. They don't want any part of your house. So the nice thing is, Sandra, if they don't make it in your home, you don't have to exterminate them.
400 have now been ordered. Okay, so again, what is this going to not trap, not you know, exterminate? What's it going to repel? What's it going to stop from coming in the first place?
The mice, which is the traps and the glue traps, which we can't
happens
stand.
this time of year is when they're going to start.
The rats, the even bigger, even worse traps, which, by the way, we don't want any part of that. Or you got to use this poison, which is poison for everyone. The roaches, which is this nasty spray, okay? And then spiders, which is also a nasty chemical. All of those things don't want to come into your home when this is plugged in, because it's the ultrasonic going out annoys the heck out of them. The electromagnetic going into your walls and through the system doesn't damage anything, doesn't damage electronics, but creates a pulse, a noise that is like nails on a chalkboard to all these nasty things.
So here's what I would say, you know, if this has been an issue for you, and I feel for people who get roaches and through no fault of their own, like just cannot get rid of them, right? Give it a try. Even on this, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it out for a few weeks. And you know what? If you're someone who just, you don't have this problem, but you're afraid you will, plug it in. Like, I don't have any mice in my house right now that I know of, but I did a couple years ago when it got cold. Now would be the time for me just to plug these in so I never open up a kitchen drawer again. And you know what I did? I'm on the internet. What can I put? Oh, maybe the smell of mint and cotton balls and stuff. Like, you know, I'm like trying to tell my husband, buy cotton balls. I'm going to put like all this stupid stuff because I didn't want to spray in my drawers. I didn't want to trap a mouse in my kitchen. But, you know, I live in a wooded area. What are you going to do? This is what you're going to do. You get 2 of them. 3 easy payments of $13.33. And once again, these are very, very popular. If they're in your cart on QVC.com, please check out. I love that with I have 2 bunnies and 2 dogs and 2 kids. I guess I do everything in 2s.
That's right.
Nobody's going to be affected
It will
by
not
this.
bother them, and that's the big thing here. And what I really like about what you said is, as always at QVC, you have the 30 days, right? What we recommend is 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks.
Okay.
So even if you don't like it, to your point, you still have 2 more weeks after that to return it.
Don't on day 7 say, I'm sending it back. I saw a roach or a spider. Like, give it the 2 weeks, but we're going to give you 30 days to get your money back if you don't love it. Just give it a fair shot.
Put one on each floor. That's the big reason. That's why we gave them to you. One on each floor of your home.
Now, if I have like an apartment and I only have 1 floor, should I still just use them?
Double it up. Why not?
Okay,
it's not
it
going
can't
to
hurt
affect
anything.
you. No.
It's not like putting anything in my air.
It's such a good point. The only thing it hurts, the only thing it annoys is the things you don't want this time of year. Labor Day weekend's coming up. We want to invite guests over. These aren't the guests we want. We don't want mice. We don't want rats, spiders, or roaches. The only thing these affect is those things. Your pets won't hear it. You won't hear it. Nobody else will hear it.
Also,
won't even know what it is.
Honestly, I don't care much about roaches. I'm not looking out for their feelings. But when I do think about like mice and stuff, I'm not out to kill mice. I just don't want them in my house. So I like the idea that like I'm not finding a mouse in a glue trap and the whole family's traumatized. Like I'm just stopping it from coming in. I'm saying to that mouse, you're not interested in coming in here.
Yeah. You don't
Actually, I'm not saying anything. I'm plugging it in and just letting it work.
Hey.
But like it really, it stops what you said. You're not the exterminator. It's just keeping them out of the house. I think it's genius.
Yeah, send them to your neighbor's house. They're nice people. They can have them.
Well, you know what? Your neighbors might be one of the reasons you're getting some of the roaches and stuff. Listen, I've lived in cities as well as lived in the middle of nowhere. So I've had everything from mice coming in from the cornfields to roaches coming in from that neighbor who I swear never took care of their trash. So I have been in multiple situations in urban areas, in suburban areas, in very rural areas. This idea of mice or rats, spiders or roaches, that's everywhere you live. You can be affected by one of those.
Think about this. These options that I showed you, the chemicals, the poisons, the traps, they affect somebody or something else in your home. Your pets, your family, your friends. You don't want them near it. This does not affect anything except the mice, the rats, the roaches, and the spiders. That's
This is about to sell out.
Okay. I would imagine why.
So if it's in your cart on QVC.com, I'm going to urge you right now to check out. My producer Erin is saying she thinks this is about to sell out. 3 easy payments of $13.33. If you're on the line, say, oh, it's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense. Thank you. Good to see you.
Always good to see you, my friend.
All right. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Still to come. Oh, you're coming back. You are Mr.